Here we go then, into round 3, HON lead versus Rush. I mean, you know, Miyagi and Kage and Akwins, that's probably not how you say his name, but they're going to need to, pick up 3 rounds in a row. Can be done. So far, though, the tactic of, single targeting that priest is not working. Number one, playing good, DK playing good, and I felt that they could have maybe gone on to Orange Marmalade instead of having him in poly, but they didn't obviously fancy that as a viable tactic. I feel really, it seems that HON are much more comfortable at the moment.
Yeah, I feel as though HON just have so much mental strength in this matchup, and they must have played so many games against RMP. They know exactly what to do in every situation. They know exactly how to adapt when one of their players is under control. And here we see Kaj get the sap off.
Yeah, he does get the sap off onto number one, and DK has been kind of wanting to stay in stealth. He's actually standing next to the priest and actually gets pulled out of combat. So DK actually not getting pulled out of combat. Somehow didn't. It looked like he might have. And actually number one is going really ridiculously low. And DK holding in stealth as long as he can. Orange Marmalade is actually put into a sheep. And actually, there we go. DK playing brilliantly. As soon as the rogue opens up onto number one, he's going to come out and help and get on the back of him. You can see him now. He's re-vanished to avoid a poly. And we'll get back on once again to Kage. Kage is the man under pressure. Cloak of Shadows used. He's got a renew up. He's been pulled just out of stealth there by number one. Looked like he got pulled out of stealth. Yeah, he didn't get pulled out of stealth as I'm completely artarded on the stealth thing.
Yeah, great play by Minegi there. He kept DK in combat after he came out of the blind, but DK has used Vanish. He does have Minegi targeted, and it does look as though Orange Marmalade is sitting in a sheep at the moment.
I mean, evocation, Orange Marmalade in the sheep, going to be put into a second sheep. And unable to get a sap off onto Minegi was a DK. Quite unfortunate, but in comes a fear onto Minegi, and now a poly is coming out from Orange Marmalade that was onto the priest.
Yeah,
and,
great.
Minegi is actually put into a sap, so damage is going on to Aquas, and actually has the Shadow Sight buff, so can be taking more damage. Breaks that poly. Great Shadow Word Death from Aquas, and at the moment they're playing such a better game. They need 3 in a row. Minegi comes out of his second sap down at the bottom. Has a slow on him as well. He could be put into a poly in this situation. It's going to be DK taking damage. He's put into a kidney shot. You can see Kage as well. He's down to about 6k HP. DK are getting a decent amount of penance. There is actually a poly onto Orange Marmalade. Once he's out of this, he's going to need to help desperately as DK are dropped so low, down to 2k HP. He's also caught into a Nova, getting no heals as number one is put into a sheep. He needs to line of sight this situation. Going to drop down to the bottom.
Yeah,
and actually he's going to run straight into the mage, and Kage is now going to be under pressure. You can see him here. Sorry, we're all following him. He's going to be low, and he's going to be under pressure. And if they do manage to drop him, he's in a kidney shot. 1k HP remaining. Does a shadow step to get some distance, but will eventually drop. And once again, I shouldn't commentate the whole thing. It seems like I'm just spamming off words. But really nice play from the team. Of HON, claim their 3rd victory in a row, and once they got the, I mean, it was number one was polyed, so the priest of the team with DK was polyed, but he wasn't in too bad of a situation, and actually Kage got the pressure put onto him, but brilliant play from both teams still.
Yeah, and one thing that really stood out for me was DK just played so patiently. He really took his time, and while his priest was in a sap, he just didn't do anything. He just waited because he knew that they couldn't go for the nuke until he was out of that sap. They need those offensive D-spells. They need those sort of inner fires and things just to add that extra pressure.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they do, and the mages were doing a great job of controlling each other, and I really like to look at these games back in slow-mo.
Yeah, Orange Marmalade particularly just on top of his game, and if he hadn't have played so well, DK would have surely gone down.
Yeah, in that situation. And so anyway, guys, that means that Killie are going to be playing Rush in the lower bracket finals, which also means that actually they've met before. And it was Killie that won, and they won convincingly, 3-1 when they met. HON were the team that played closest to Killie and actually just lost 3-2. So now they're in the finals. A better day for them.